Spirit, I have been revolving in my mind a change of life. Could this be the outcome?
Oh, gone!
Let the Charwoman alone be first. Let the laundress alone be second. Let the Undertaker be third.
Hey. Look here, old Joe. Here's a chance. We haven't all three met here without meaning it.
Well, you couldn't have met in a better place. We're all suited to our callings. We're well matched.
What odds? What odds then, Mrs. Dilber? Every person has a right to take care of himself. We always did.
That's true indeed. No man more so.
Well, then don't stand there staring as if you was afraid, woman. Who's the wiser? We ain't gonna pick holes in each other's coats, I suppose.
I should hope not.
No, indeed.
Well then, that's enough. Who's the loss for a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
Not him.
True enough. If he wanted to dispose of him after he was dead, why wasn't he natural during his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have somebody to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of gasping out his last there alone.
That's the truest words ever spoke. It's a judgment against him, the wicked old screw.
I wish it were a little heavier one, and it would have been too, if I could have got my hands on anything else. Examine the bundle, Joe. Let me know the value of it. Speak out plain. I'm not afraid to be the first. Not afraid to let them see it. We knew pretty well we was helping ourselves before we met here, I promise you. It's no sin. Examine the bundle, Joe.
No, my dear, you mustn't. Here, Joe, appraise my lot first.
That's what I've admired in you all these years. Always the gentleman.
Well, now, these are original. I haven't seen their like in at least half an hour. Yeah. That's your account. I wouldn't give another sixpence if I was to be boiled for not doing it.
Why, you...
Don't try nothing, old man. Oh. Who's next?
I'll be next. These nice items, barely used. Not supposing he ate off of them much. Probably thought these was too valuable to wear out against his toes.
2 shillings.
Well, twice as much.
Oh, now, these ain't bad. Rather handsome. I might thin, though. 4 shillings.
I pay a high price for 'em boots. Boots is precious these days.
Have pity on me, Mrs. Dilber. I'm just a poor old man trying to survive my retirement. Sturdy. Could last another winter. But it ain't the style. I have to knock off for that.
What you being so pinch-fisted about? You're a regular miser as bad as E. Nobody gives a penny for the style.
I always gives too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine. That's the way I'll ruin myself. And if you ask me for another penny, I'll repent of being so liberal and knock off half a crown.
Examine me bundle, Joe.
What do you call this? His coverlet?
His coverlet.
You don't mean to say you took it right off him with him laying there?
I do. Why not?
You were born to make your fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
I shan't owe me hand when I can get anything in it by reaching out, especially for the sake of such a man as he was, I promise you. We ain't likely to take go without it, I dare say.
I hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Don't be afraid of that. I ain't so fond of his company I'd loiter about him if he did. You can look through that shirt till your eyes fall out, but you won't find an hole in it. or a threadbare place. Best yet, and a fine one. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting it?
Putting it on him to be buried in. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but I took it off again. If calico ain't good enough for such a purpose, it ain't good enough for anything. It's quite becoming to the body. He can't look any uglier than he did in that one.
You're a rare one. A rare one. Now, what's this?
And that's the prize of it, that is. Wrapped in a piece of paper, and there are a pile of old ledgers in the bottom of a trunk.
I wonder what he was doing with such a thing. You'd think he wanted to give it to some lady.
None in their proper minds would have such a one as he. It's just like the Undertaker said, unnatural from first to last.
Well, it's a valuable piece. It'll fetch a nice price. Feed old Joseph for a month.
And that's the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him while he were alive, to profit us when he were dead.
Spirit, Spirit, I see. The case of this unhappy man may be my own.